Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I am bringing y'all some gameplay with the Nemesis. I am playing with my good buddy Nick. I'm going to link his YouTube in the description of this video. Go check him out, guys. Really good dude. But today I'm going to be using the Nemesis. And I kind of want to talk about the Nemesis for a little bit because it recently got a nerf, like I think a couple events ago, but it was basically nothing. It wasn't a nerf. And I just want to talk about the Nemesis a bit more in depth and what I think they should do with the gun. The background gameplay is a game of duos and then a game immediately after that of trios. I use the Nemesis and kind of just slay out both games. The games are a little slower because they're on Broken Moon, but I have edited out all the boring parts and kind of just kept to the fighting. So let's go ahead and just get on into the video, guys. So guys, as I said before, the Nemesis was nerfed, but the nerf was basically nothing. It's up on screen right now. The projectile speed was reduced and the projectile gravity was increased. So all that means is basically the bullets coming out of the Nemesis have a bit more bullet drop than normal and they don't travel as fast, apparently. And to be honest, when this nerf came out, I didn't even notice it. I knew it was happening because I had looked at the patch notes and I did a video on the patch notes. But if they hadn't put that in there, like if they hadn't put that in the patch notes and they just did like a silent nerf and didn't announce it, I'm gonna be honest, I would not have even noticed that there was a nerf to the gun. It feels exactly the same as it did pre-nerf. It's almost as if the nerf didn't even happen. Like, I would bet you dollars to donuts if they did not put that in the patch notes and just kind of did it and didn't tell anyone, not a single person would have noticed. No one would have noticed at all. That's how like non-existent this nerf was. So that kind of leads me to the question, does the Nemesis need another nerf, like a serious nerf? And I think it's a yes. I think the Nemesis is awfully good. It's such a consistent gun, man. And it really is the best AR at medium range. This thing is amazing. It's so consistent. The recoil is so manageable. The fire rate is solid. The damage is great. The hip fire is honestly pretty good. It's pretty good at close range too. But this thing just shines in like close medium to medium range. Even like medium long range. Like in that marksman weapon territory, like the bow, triple take G7, like those kind of weapons, like shining at like medium long range. The Nemesis can compete with those. This thing is a laser beam with a 2x, a 3x. You can even kind of rock the 2x4 and get away with that. But that 3x optic just feels like a laser beam, especially at medium range with this thing. And just kind of listening to the majority of players in the community, most people think the Nemesis is a little too good. It's not incredibly overpowered. It's not. It's nothing super insane, but it's definitely the best AR in the game right now, without a doubt. I think it's even better than the care package Hemlock, I gotta be honest. I like running the care package Hemlock a lot, but my god, this thing is just so good. For all of you wondering out there, the damage per second, or DPS for short, isn't even that fast on the Nemesis. It deals between 180 and 196 damage per second. The 196 is obviously when the weapon is fully charged and it's shooting very fast. But 180 to 196 is good, but it's nothing insane. Like, for example, the Flatline has a raw DPS of 180. So that would make the Nemesis a bit better than the Flatline in terms of just pure damage per second numbers. However, I think where the Nemesis truly shines is just how consistent feeling the weapon is. It can get between a 20 and a 32 round magazine depending on the size of energy mag you have. You can put a barrel stabilizer on this thing, and to be totally honest, it doesn't really need any one particular optic. I did mention that the 3x is really nice on this gun, but you can run iron sights if you want. The iron sights are very usable. You could run a 1x optic if you truly want, a 2x bruiser, or 1x2. You can kind of slap whatever on this gun and it's fine. Additionally, having a barrel stabilizer on this thing just makes it that much better. And I have to remind everyone, the base recoil on the gun is not bad. You can get away with running a 2 times, a 3 times, a 2x4 on this gun without a stock or a barrel stabilizer. So it's really not needed, but of course it's appreciated and makes the gun just that much better. Like I said, not all the ARs can do that. The flatline, like I used as an example earlier, cannot run a barrel stabilizer. So this gives the Nemesis an edge up over the flatline. If we want to compare the Nemesis to the R301, the Nemesis beats the R301 in every category. It has more damage, it does more damage per shot, it has larger magazines, the recoil is arguably just as easy to control, if not easier. The gun is just better. The only advantage the 301 has over the Nemesis, I would say, is the fact that it's light ammo versus energy ammo, and light ammo is a little bit easier to find, but let's be real, energy ammo really isn't that hard to find. And you can always just craft some if you want to do that. Getting back into a couple numbers here. Here's how insane the Nemesis is. I kind of think of it as like a mutation, like if you combined the Hemlock, the R301, and the Flatline all together. Like it has the power of the Flatline, it has the recoil control of the R301, and of course it's a hard-hitting burst weapon similarly to the Hemlock. But unlike the Hemlock, it's just so easy to use. Like the Hemlock is fairly easy to use too, but you can pick up the Nemesis off the ground and it's gonna have that recoil control of the R301. It has a very similar power to the Flatline. The Nemesis does 17 damage to the body, the Flatline does 18. But you can put a barrel stabilizer on it, and it has a larger magazine than the Flatline with the extended mags. You got to take that into consideration. Like looking at the numbers, this thing just destroys the R301. The R301 with a purple magazine, keep in mind, very hard to find a purple magazine, does 364 damage per magazine to the body. The Nemesis with no magazine will do 340 damage to the body. No magazine, you just have to find the gun on the ground. That's just insane. And now the Flatline has similar numbers, but the Flatline has a bit more recoil and you can't equip a barrel stabilizer to it, so it's a little bit, has a little bit of a higher skill level. The Nemesis doesn't have that problem. The Nemesis is an incredibly low skill weapon. It's very easy to land the shots, the iron sights are forgiving, the hip fire is solid, the damage is good, you could put a barrel stabilizer on it. Like it just has so many good things going for it that just make it that much better than every other assault rifle in the game right now. It's crazy how much the Nemesis just kicks the crap out of the R301. Like the 301, it has such little damage potential per magazine until you get like a blue or a purple mag. There's no reason to be picking up a 301 if you find a Nemesis too. Just do yourself a favor, pick up the Nemesis and just destroy everyone in the lobby that doesn't have a Nemesis, of course. Moving on to how I would balance the Nemesis out a little bit better. I think the first thing that needs to happen is they need to remove the barrel stabilizer. The gun's recoil pattern is already very forgiving, and it's a burst weapon, so it's very easy to control with the recoil. You just let the burst reset. I think it does not need a barrel stabilizer. That just makes the gun so freaking good. The next step, I think, is to reduce the damage, not by a crazy amount, but just by 1. From 17 to 16. I think that would make the gun feel a little bit more fair, and make it feel a little bit more balanced. Because right now, the gun is it's so good. There's no reason to really take any other assault rifle in the game right now over the Nemesis. The only one that really competes with it is the Flatline. Of course, I'm not really going to mention the Hemlock, because the Hemlock is a care package weapon, so that's not really a fair toss-up. For on-ground loot, on-ground assault rifles, the Nemesis is just far and away the best gun in the game. But that's all I really think it would take. I think the barrel stabilizer needs to go, and the damage just needs to be brought down by 1. Maybe they can try just removing the barrel stabilizer first, and then if a further nerf is needed, then they can mess with the damage. But guys, that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. And guys, make sure to have a wonderful day. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.